Have you spent lakhs of rupees on your home theater or any of the hi-fi stereo setups, but you don't know how to maintain them? Now, you know what? There would be two major problems that you will face. The first problem is that your system will not have the best optimum performance level. Now, I know some of you would say, no, Tanmay, I'm fine with it. It's sounding great. It is looking nice. I'm okay to live with it. Well, fine. You can live with this problem. But you know what? The second problem is extremely severe. And the second problem is about damaging your AV gear. Now, this problem will not come in cheap and you cannot definitely live with it. So, that's why let us understand a simple checklist which will ensure that your system stays longer, stays cleaner, and gives you a much more better experience each passing day. Now, the first step in the checklist is about regularly cleaning your equipments. Now, we all know that in India, we all have a crazy dust problem. Each and everything that you are going to dust today is going to start accumulating dust over a period of time eventually. And that is why regular cleaning of your equipments is extremely important. Now, the best way to clean your products is to use a microfiber cloth, and you can just gently rub it or wipe it over your equipments. Let's say if it's an amplifier, you can even open it, ask or call a technician and ask him to clean it even internally. Because you know what, this dust actually contains small metal parts as well. And if these metals allow some short circuit inside, it can damage your equipment. So that's why regular cleaning and dusting of your amplifiers, Blu-ray players or any hi-fi gear is extremely important. Similarly, if you are using speaker grills, the grills have small perforations and the job of the perforation is for the sound to allow. Now I know many of you are putting the grills so that the kids won't poke the drivers. But you know what? These grills over a period of time, again because of dust, will start closing the doors for your sound. So that is when cleaning the grills is again very important. And the last thing is for your TV screens. Now for the TV screens, you get a nice cleaner available online. Some of the cleaners contain alcohol. So that is why it is always recommended that you either buy something which is alcohol free, or if you buy alcohol based solutions, then don't put it directly on the screen. Put it on the microfiber cloth and then wipe that TV. This way you can take care of your video as well as audio systems by ensuring that you're doing a regular cleaning exercise. The second tip in this checklist is about ventilation and overheating. Now, ventilation is extremely important for the long life of your equipment. I've come across many complaints where people tell me that after listening to a movie or watching a movie for half an hour, 1 hour, my amplifier starts heating up like crazy. You know why is it heating up? Well, obviously it's going to heat up because it's an electronic product. It has transformer inside and it is giving power to your speakers. Now, as and how the number of hours or number of listening time increases with that amplifier, the heating is going to get more and more. So that is why heating should be protected by giving a proper ventilation for the hot air to come out as well as for the cool air to go in. So make sure to have some space from your amplifiers to the gap of that cabinet, where at least 3 to 4 inches on the top, on the sides as well as on the back is recommended. Now in case you cannot do that, we have recommended some of the best AC Infinity products which are actually air component cooling systems. Now a special video of that is what you can check using the link above, but do take care of these products, especially with some sort of cooling devices. The third tip in our checklist is for power as well as surge protection. Now we all know that in India, the power fluctuations are always at its peak. And one of the most common complaints in the home theater system is about the amplifier going off or the projector not working. And this happens most of the times due to these power surges and power fluctuations. So that's why using an UPS, which is an online uninterrupted power supply with voltage stabilizer, is essential. If you cannot afford that, then at least go for a surge protector which can take care of the surges for your system. Now these minimum investment can actually take care of your hard-earned money's big investment, especially the AV gear. So do not compromise for it. And if you have still not bought any of these products, buy them right now, because we are soon heading to a big monsoon season. And during these times, the fluctuations are going to be rampant. The power cuts are going to be crazy. and that is where your devices will need some protection. Now, tip number 4 is of software and firmware updates. Now, we all know that the firmware updates every time you buy a new phone is extremely irritating, but that is mandatory as well so that you can optimize the performance of your products. So do not compromise on the firmware updates that you see on your amplifier or on the projector or on the soundbars, because these products are definitely going to require new codecs. They can fix up HDMI issues or they can improve the audio video processing. Even your TVs have got OS which needs a consistent firmware update. So always try to check that, and while doing the firmware update, ensure that there is no power cut as well as there is no internet cuts as well. The most better advice that I can give you at this point is always use a LAN cable so that a hardwired connection will take care of your firmware updates smoothly. Also, if you are using any apps to stream content or to cast content onto your phones, then make sure to update the apps as well, because the app update will ensure that there is no signal dropouts and the connectivity with your product is much more stable and smooth. The fifth tip in our checklist is of cables and connections. Now, cables often tend to loosen up over a period of time. There can be multiple factors. Like I've seen people doing the dusting, cleaning, and during that times when the maids move the equipments, they tend to have a loose connection. So that's why always have a regular interval period to check up all the connections. It can be the spring post or the binding post of your speakers or at the amplifier's end. It can be the HDMI cable, or it can even be the banana plugs or any type of connectors that you have used in the home theater. Now, most of the times when our service engineers visit our old installation clients, we see that the subwoofer's cable is been removed. Now that happens because the subwoofer is most of the times on the floor and someone or the other tries to move it, and the small cable connector which is connected to the subwoofer from the AV receiver gets removed. Now this will not give you good bass while enjoying the system and can hamper the overall experience. So always check for the connections at least once in 3 months, which is not a bad idea, right? Now the sixth and the final tip in our checklist for maintaining your home theaters is about recalibration and doing your room check. Now this is extremely important, and it is recommended that you do a recalibration of your setup every 6 months to every 12 months. And the reason for it is very simple. Over a period of time, you try to add or remove some things from that room. It can be change of the carpet. It can be adding a new bookshelf unit or a showcase unit. Now any and every item that you are going to move around in that room is going to actually change how the sound is going to perform in that room. And that is why recalibrating the systems will always give you a better performance, and doing that is very necessary. Now, if you want to know how to do the right room calibration, or if you want to get a further sound enhancement, then don't forget to check the virtual calibration service shared in the description as well as in the pinned comment. About room checks, also check if your room size or if you have taken the system to a new place and you have forgotten to recalibrate it. Do that as well. And for the ones who are using soundbars with smart TVs, don't forget to check the HDMI ARC as well as eARC settings, because they also get upgraded over a period of time. Now, apart from these 6 tips in our checklist, we have got some additional bonus tips specially for you. Now, the first tip is for those of you who are living in coastal areas where the humidity or moisture levels are extremely high. Try using dry silica gel packets which are available online and keep them in your AV cabinet. This way, you can protect the damage that can cause to your electronic goods, because these dry silica gels will take care of that moisture for you. Now, the second tip is for those of you who like to have cool gadgets in their home, and you can actually think of buying a small vacuum cleaner especially for your AV equipments. And the third tip is for those of you who often have these complaints of the cables or the connections going off because of their meds. Well, what you can do is simply use a color code or a cable labels so that you can track which cable goes where. Now, if these tips are helping each one of you, let me know in the comment section, or if you have used any of these, feel free to share your experience as well. Now, apart from that, always remember, a clean system is always one of the best performing systems. That's it from my end. I, Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theater wale bhaiya, will see you again in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.